You know, sometimes people tell me that plant-based food is boring. Well, if you try this recipe, I think that you'll feel differently. See, I'm all about simple recipes that are exploding with flavor and nutrients. I'm Chef Daniela Malfitano, and today we're making mushroom toast with a homemade cashew ricotta cheese. This is a delicious snack. It's a great appetizer or a light meal all on its own. So let's get into it. The first thing that we need is some beautiful bread. Now, I've gone ahead and made some bread ahead of time. Yes, I do bake my own bread once a week in our household, and it's a beautiful addition to our meals throughout the week. I'm definitely going to do an episode on this, but take a look. Whole wheat bread. This is a wonderful challah. I love to make this. You can turn these into buns or even pizza dough. And today we're going to actually just take 2 slices, and I've toasted it up, all ready to go. Simple. Now, we're also going to make some homemade ricotta cheese. Now, this is a really, really easy cheese. It takes, seriously, no more than a few minutes. But the prep, you have to soak these nuts, these cashews ahead of time. So I'm going to show an overhead cam right now just to show you. I have some boiling water. I've soaked these for 45 minutes and just let them swim and hang out in this warm water. I then want to grab my food processor, and I'm just going to actually grab these nuts with a slotted spoon and place them right down into the food processor with the blade. Simple, simple. All right, make sure that you go ahead and just discard this water. This water is full of phytic acid, so it may actually hurt your belly just a bit, so go ahead and just throw that away. We don't want to use that at all. Now, I also need flavor agents. I'm going to come back. I'm going to show you. I want some delicious fresh garlic. You can use fresh garlic powder if that's all you have, or frozen garlic. I'm going to use 1 clove. Give that a little whack. Open it up, removing just the skin. Throw it right in. All right. Now, I also really need to add some lemon juice. This is going to give just a bit more flavor, tanginess. It's going to give that cheese quality everything that we need. So it's about a tablespoon or so. Throw that right in. All right. All right. I think I need a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm going to use some regular. Actually, I think I'm going to go sea salt today. Sea salt's great. This is going to actually be really, really simple. It's going to dissolve. It's very, very, very fine. You can see throwing this right in. I'm going to use about 1/4 teaspoon. Throw that right in. I also need a little bit of white miso paste. Now, this is a really fun ingredient. If you're not into white miso, get into it. It's super great. Mellow white miso. Usually this is how it looks here in the United States. Wonderful product because it is a non-GMO product. You can see right here, we love that. That means there's no genetically modified organisms within this. And we're going to use this kind of as the stabilizer, the glue, the thing that pulls this cashew cheese together, and it gives this round body, full flavor that we love and we need in all of our recipes. So I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of this, 1 and 2. I would not recommend using any other kind of miso except for the white miso for making cashew cheese. We want to make sure that this color stays really kind of white and delicious, right? We want it to mimic regular cheese. We want everything to look kind of beautiful, pure white, and perfect for our toast. And that whiteness is going to pop when we put it on our whole wheat toast with our mushrooms. Everything's going to look gorgeous. And if you need, you can actually add a little bit of filtered water too, but I'm not going to add that right away. I'll see if I need that later. So let me go ahead and pulse this up. Right in here, again, we have 1 cup of soaked raw cashews. They were soaking and swimming in hot boiling water for about 45 minutes. We have 1 garlic clove. We have 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. We have about 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt and about 2 teaspoons of that white miso. And then holding back, just in case I need it, 2 to 3 tablespoons of cold filtered water. I don't think that we'll need it though. We will see. Okay, I'm going to bring this to this cutting board so you can actually follow along with me and see. You can see it right here, right? Now, I highly recommend use a food processor for this. The food processor is going to be the best tool for the job. You can use the small one or the large one. And we're just going to pulse, pulse, pulse. Here we go. And you're not going to turn it on and walk away. all we're kind of trying to mimic here is that cheesy, kind of grainy, amazing consistency. You may want to stop halfway through and just give it a mix using your hard spatula so that this can get right around the blade. It's starting to look like cheese of some sorts, right? Keep it going. This is great because it doesn't take that long. Oh, goodness. Now that I have it backwards, it's hard to put it on. There we go. You can make this ahead of time. The longer it sits, the better it gets. So even better, extra credit for you. If you make this ahead of time, like a day, it will just sit and get even more garlicky and delicious. Now, I'm just going to take a look. You can see here, this looks really good. I am going to add just a spot of water. Let me go ahead and give this a mix one more time. I think just a touch while the blade is running. My goodness. There we go. Nope. There we go. Here, I'm going to just, with one hand, pulse, and the other hand, I'm going to probably drizzle in only 1 teaspoon, no more. That's it. I just kind of want to bind it all together. And will you look at this? Gorgeous. This is a homemade cashew ricotta cheese. So easy to do, right? All right, that's done. Simple. Putting this aside. Now, let's get into our mushrooms. This is the magic of this episode and this recipe. I love mushrooms. Mushrooms are so great, so versatile. I want to show you how I hold my mushrooms. These are forest Namiko mushrooms that we're going to use today. You can use any kind of mushrooms, cremini, hen of the woods. It doesn't matter. You can use even white button mushrooms. I like to store it in a white, wrapped in a white and damp paper towel. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter if it's white, a paper towel. And I want to make sure that this is damp. And the reason for that is it's going to keep the mushrooms moist and they're not going to dry out. Now take a look at these. These are forest Namiko mushrooms, and I love these. These are jam-packed with nutrients, but the coolest part about these mushrooms in particular is that they have this silky texture, and these are fantastic when you saute them. The silkiness stays and remains even on a saute, so it can withstand that saute heat. They are going to be delicious. Now I'm going to show you the base as well. You can see they are kind of stuck together because they're all kind of at the root base here. I'm going to cut these up. I got these from my CSA Farm Box from Farm Fresh to You. Thank you so much, Farm Fresh to You. We love getting our Farm Box from you guys every single week. We have fresh, organic, local, and seasonal produce delivered to us. It's really amazing. I love it. If you guys want to use my discount code link, I'm happy to add that to the box comments here. And hey, if you have any comments or questions along the way, don't be shy. You got to ask me, right? I can see who's here. Hello, everyone. And I want to answer your questions. So if you have any questions, just type them into the chat box right now. Happy to answer. The base of the mushrooms you can actually discard. That can go right into the compost bin. And now let's get my saute pan on. I'm going to get it on a medium. And I'm going to use avocado oil today. I really like avocado oil because it is a neutral oil. It's got a really, really neutral color, very bland flavor. It does great with high heat. It's really good. Oh, hi, Danny. Danny, it's good to see you. Danny is my husband, for those of you guys don't know, and he is the producer of this. Thank you so much, Danny, for all that you do. I love cooking this time of day because Danny gets to reap the rewards. He definitely gets lunch after every show. All right, so I'm letting this get nice and hot. I want to make sure to use an oil with a high smoke point. Coconut oil could work. It's going to impart some coconut flavor, and that's okay. If you wanted, though, you could use refined coconut oil, but avocado oil is going to be your best bet. It's jam-packed with nutrients, and it's totally neutral. So it's going to give you everything that you need. It's the best of both worlds. I would stay away from extra virgin olive oil in this dish because it will impart quite an olivey flavor onto the mushrooms, and you want to keep these mushroomy. They want to taste kind of like the forest. That's the way that forest Namiko mushrooms are described. All right, this is nice and hot. I'm going to get this right down, and I'm just going to take this paper towel and throw them in. Look at that. Easy cleanup, easy peasy. That's the thing about plant-based, is it's also very easy to clean up, let alone cook. It's also really, really simple and quick in that regard. So I'm going to flavor these mushrooms. You can flavor it however you want. Of course, I'm going to use a little sea salt, because that's just going to not only release some of this flavor, but it's also going to release some of that that water, the natural water. I'm also going to use any combination of herbs and spices. We'll start with the spices. I think I'm going to begin with onion powder. This is a really great spice to use in mushrooms, sauteing or roasting mushrooms, because again, it's that round full body. Just going to use a good pinch of this. And these packets come from Thrive Market, which I love so much. You guys get into it. I love Thrive. Thank you, Thrive. All right, you also want some herbs as well. You can use fresh or dried. I actually prefer dried in this application. Here's what we're going to use. We got some basil here. This is dried. We've got some French thyme, also dried, and some fresh organic oregano. You can use all of these. You can use some of these. I think for me today, I'm going thyme and oregano. I really want to channel like my Nanu and my Nana. So they loved and made dried oregano in their home. I used to have tons of dried oregano growing up. They would actually dry it in the garage. We would have all of these trays of oregano just drying all year round. So we're going to use that. And you just need a little sprinkle of each. You can use a little freshly ground black pepper as well. And that's it, right? You can make this totally your own. These mushrooms need to be warmed through. Like I said, they are going to continue to kind of look silky. These are gorgeous. You can see, I know you were probably thinking, oh, these look so fragile, they're going to break apart into a million pieces in the saute pan. But you can see that is not happening. They're staying totally uniform. They're staying in their shape. They're not losing, the tops are not losing their stems. Everything is kind of working well. Oh my goodness. And I totally wish that you could be in this kitchen with me right now. This smells like thyme. It smells like oregano. It's so good. It's such a powerful scent. You can definitely use any herbs and spices. Like I said, even fresh would be great, but fresh would be best added at the end, not during the total full cooking process. So add your fresh seasonings and herbs at the very, very end, like the last 30 seconds if you're using fresh herbs. I guess, and I suppose if you're using fresh turmeric or ginger also at the end. But dried are even more potent in flavor profile, I think, sometimes. So I love using dried herbs for mushrooms. Oh, these look so good. Okay, I think they might be done, but I need to try it. Let me grab a tasting spoon here. One of the best and most important tips in the kitchen is you have to taste as you go. So vital. You have to taste as you go. I'm checking for salt. I'm checking for seasoning. Really nice. It doesn't need anything more. I can taste that basil. I can taste that oregano. Fantastic. You guys, this is done. Now, let me show you how to build our final dish here. Our mushroom toast is ready. Ready for my belly, that is. Let me grab 2 slices of this toast. I have this right here. I'm also going to just get my spoon into my cashew ricotta. I'm going to start by spooning this down, kind of just giving it, spreading it all the way to every corner. We call this wall to wall or coast to coast. And I love this expression. It's a kitchen term. And yes, you want a little ricotta in every bite. So go all the way to the edges, all the way to the crust, right? I love this. And this, you guys, this loaf of bread that I've made only takes 45 minutes from start to finish with the rise and all. It is really wonderful, quick and easy baked bread. You won't believe how simple. I will show you how to do that on another date. I promise. All right, that looks fantastic. We've got the cashew. You can see I have not skimped on this. I've piled it high. I really, really want to make sure we have a lot of that cashew ricotta. Remember, that's not only going to give you flavor, it's going to give you a ton of fiber and protein. So that is really great. That's what's going to keep you feeling satiated. This dish is going to be so filling and satiating in that way. So now grab your Forest Namiko mushrooms or your button mushrooms, your creminis. You could even do this with portobello mushrooms. Diced into small bits would be absolutely fine. And I like to actually, a word to the wise, I'm building this on a plate here, and then I'm going to actually remove these toasts and put it on a presenting plate, but I'm building it on a side plate just because I know these mushrooms are gonna fall off. Be careful, they're nice and warm. Definitely serve the mushrooms when they're warm. They're so good in this way. This looks phenomenal, but I don't want a plate on my side plate because white on toast, kind of a little boring. I think I want something else. I think I want a little powder blue. I love my little tiny blue plates. I'm gonna grab this here. Here we go. This has never looked better. I love this dish. This is Forest Namiko mushroom toast with a homemade cashew ricotta. This looks amazing. Totally delicious. I hope that you'll try this recipe. I'm gonna try it for you right now, just so that I can taste all of these things together. Here we go. Mmm. Oh my goodness. Even better than I thought. Look, I'm getting emotional. I'm getting tears in my eyes. That's a good sign. Cashew ricotta, it's creamy, it's chunky, which is great. It kind of tastes like that chunkiness of ricotta cheese. It's delicious, but it's smooth, it's flavorful. It's got such a delicious, oniony, kind of round, full body flavor. And friends, these mushrooms, ooh la la, so good. I love it. That oregano is really speaking to me, and the French thyme, great combination. You can use any seasonings that you want to make it your own, and I hope that you will. Please try this recipe, and if you try it, you can go ahead and hashtag chef Daniela Malfitano, or choose health or plant-based made easy. We're kind of playing with all of these. If you want to learn more, go deeper, interact with me and the people within this community, join our Facebook group, Plant-Based Made Easy. It's a really fun community. We've grown it to over 200 people in just a few weeks. It's amazing. And we're constantly talking about different dishes that we're sharing with one another, ways in which to make classic foods healthier. Really fun, so you can join us for that. And at any point, if you have questions along the way, please get in touch with me. I'm your gal. I want to help you feel competent and confident in the kitchen. And I want to say thank you to everyone that's here. Thank you for spending your afternoon with me. I hope that this gives you a little culinary inspo for this amazing Toast Tuesday. Please try this, make it your own, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace out, guys.